are going to talk about geranium. And you say geranium, and I picture my grandmother because she always had geraniums on her front porch. And she loved geraniums. And like I say, always had them on her front porch. And I really did not like them until I moved to Albuquerque, and probably at Home Depot or Lowe's. Then one time I saw I think it was a George Washington geranium that just the petal structure is a little bit different, and it was gorgeous. Oh, then I loved it. But so geranium is what we're going to talk about. You all have seen them before. It is a fragrant member of the Pelargonium species. It's native to South Africa, but doTERRA sources their geranium oil from Kenya and Madagascar. The geranium comes from the same, I think it comes from the same part of Kenya, the Lunga Lunga that we talked about last week, the cooperative. I think that that's the part of Kenya that it comes from, but that's where we source it, is from Madagascar and Kenya. And Madagascar is an island just off the east coast of Africa, down towards the southern part. The plant produces fragrant green leaves and rose-colored flowers and can reach up to 1 meter high. So that's about 36 inches. That's pretty big. A geranium grows best in full sun and well-drained fertile soils. And the geranium essential oil is extracted from the entire plant. So the blossoms and the stems and the leaves. It was used by the Egyptians for promoting beautiful and radiant skin. Now it's known as the women's oil because of its menstrual and menopausal benefits, but it actually has a wide variety of uses. It's used as a holistic treatment to improve your physical, mental, and emotional health. It's very gentle and can be used by almost everybody, anywhere, anytime. This is a natural, safe tool that will improve your skin, mood, and internal health. It is, for me, it is a pretty strong aroma. So go lightly. Like I put it in a blend, and Victoria had warned me only to put, I don't know, 7 drops in. And I put like, that didn't look like very much. So I put in like 20 drops. And I had to take that roller that I made and split it into another roller and add more of the Citrus Bliss. So I got 2 rollers out of that because the geranium was just so overpowering that it overtook the Citrus Bliss, and the Citrus Bliss is what I needed. So just use it a drop at a time. So geranium is the oil of love and trust. It restores confidence in the innate goodness of others and in the world. When there has been a loss of trust in relationships, geranium encourages emotional honesty, love, and forgiveness. It heals the broken heart. It facilitates the emergence of grief or pain that has been suppressed so that you can have it come to the surface and then get rid of it. Softens anger and assists in healing emotional wounds. It's a gentle oil, perfect for babies and children. I would dilute it, as with everything, all the oils for babies and children, then always dilute it to start with at least. It heals the heart, instills unconditional love, and fosters trust. And if you want to balance out your mood, place 2 to 3 drops in a diffuser or place on a cotton ball or handkerchief and inhale deeply 2 to 3 times. It helps with depression, anger, anxiety, and calms and relaxes the mind and body. So the negative emotions that it can combat are abandoned, loss, distrusting, unforgiving, unloving, disheartened, heavy-hearted, and grieving. And the positive properties are emotional healing, empathetic, trusting, forgiving, gently loving. I think, yeah, I think that those two are supposed to be combined. Tolerant and open. So it's a great, you know, as with all the oils, the emotional benefits that it has are really powerful and something to really consider. But the properties, look at this list. It's hemostatic, and that means it causes bleeding to stop. A detoxifier, regenerative, anti-allergenic, anti-hemorrhagic, however you say that word. Antitoxic, antibacterial, anticonvulsant, antidepressant, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, astringent, diuretic, insect repellent, refreshing, relaxing, sedative, and a tonic. So geranium, think about geranium. And geranium is probably not an oil that I would have thought about getting right off the bat. In fact, I think I got it because it was the free product of the month to start with. But I do use it and have used it. I've used it in a lot of blends. Desiree uses it a lot in some of her blends. So it can be a skin aid that you can use on blemishes. You can use with scars and other spots and it will help them heal. It can be supportive in the goal of reducing your wrinkles. So add 2 drops to your face lotion and apply it twice daily. When you get awful eruptions on your lip, geranium can be helpful in dealing with those. And it can be a moisturizer. Dilute with fractionated coconut oil and use on a moisturizer for skin hydration and balance. It is antimicrobial, and so that, I don't think I put that on the properties, but it's antimicrobial, so you can use it for that function. And when your feet get really gross and awful looking, then put 5 drops of geranium oil in a foot bath with warm water and sea salt, and do this twice daily for a couple of weeks. And it will help the condition that's making your foot look awful. It can help be supportive if you've got a sore throat, or and for many different reasons that might give you a sore throat. Use 5 drops in a diffuser or rub the oil on your throat or under your nostrils, and it will soothe and reduce the soreness of your throat. It can help if your nerves are being very painful for whatever reason, then it is very powerful, and you can apply it to the skin wherever you are feeling the discomfort. It's an anti-inflammatory, so it inhibits the inflammatory responses in the skin, but also in a lot of other places in your body. So you can use it if you need to have the inflammations go down. It also can be supportive in your goal to avoid certain neurodegenerative diseases. So keeping our minds sharp and focused, then geranium can be helpful in that. It can speed up the recovery from wounds, cuts, and bruises. It is supportive of your kidney health. It's a natural diuretic, so it helps your kidneys eliminate toxins like heavy metals and excess salts from the body. It also helps maintain water balance in the body and reduce edema and swelling due to fluid retention. And remember that it's an antifungal. Oh, good grief, I'm missing a lot of these things. It's an antifungal in addition to these properties. So if you need it for a fungal situation, then think about geranium. It is an insect repellent and a bug bite healer. Mix geranium with water and spray on your body. Add baking soda to boost the effects. It can also be mixed with citronella and lemon eucalyptus for a stronger repellent. There's no chemical side effects. It also helps heal bites and stop the itching. For me, stopping the itching is big. I've told you guys about me and bugs. It can be a stress and tension reliever that you can put, use a couple of drops in an ounce of fractionated coconut oil for a soothing massage or relaxing massage. It can, you can put it in your diffuser to help with a good night's rest because it is calming. It's calming that way. So a couple of precautions. It is a styptic, so it causes blood vessels to contract, and that's why it will help stop bleeding and slows down or stops the flow of blood. But it can be a health concern for people with high blood pressure and who are at risk for cardiovascular diseases like stroke, arteriosclerosis, and heart attacks. So if you have high blood pressure, be very, very cautious, and you might choose to avoid it, but be cautious and be aware of that. And it can be cause skin sensitivity. So if you're using it topically, then have your fractionated coconut oil close on hand, and so that you can apply it if it starts to get too warm, or just dilute it from the start with. So a fun fact is the leaves and flowers of a geranium plant are edible and often used in desserts, cakes, jellies, and teas. In the Victorian era, fresh geranium leaves were used as decorative pieces on formal dining tables, and leaves of the geranium could be consumed as a fresh sprig if desired. I know that there are lots of people that do eat geraniums, but you guys also know how I'm a bit finicky about anything that goes in my mouth, so I don't think I'm going to be eating geranium leaves. But you can do it safely, so that's a good thing to remember. So the next one we're going to talk about is marjoram. And geranium and marjoram might seem like a strange combination, but their emotional benefits really go together quite well. So marjoram essential oil is often underappreciated in the oil world. It's steam distilled from the leaves of the plant. It has been used historically for both physical ailments and spiritual rituals. It can be used in food flavoring, but this is one that you want to start off with maybe just a toothpick's worth and not a full drop. You can always add more in your cooking, but you can't necessarily take it away. As well as to complement your health supplements. The aroma is interesting. From the bottle, it smells herbaceous and a little spicy, but if you diffuse it, it's going to smell a lot sweeter. And I've got to check here really quick and see. No, I was diffusing marjoram with something yesterday, and I was thinking maybe it was what I put in the diffuser this morning, but it's not. But side note, this morning I just kind of put in my diffuser some oils that I thought would be helpful for me today. And so I put in cypress and ginger, and later today in the Facebook group, I'm going to post a thing from Desiree Mangadog about ginger and how it can move you from a stagnant place into motion. So I did cypress, ginger, and wild orange. And if I was thinking logically and really thinking about it, I would have thought, well, and I did think, I wonder what these are going to smell like. But that's what I felt like today. So I did it, and it actually smells pretty good. So ginger, cypress, and wild orange. So you can try that if you want. So emotionally, Marjoram is the oil of connection. It aids those who are unable to trust others or form meaningful relationships. See how this relates and ties in with the geranium? This inability to trust often stems from harsh life experiences. They may tend towards reclusive behaviors, protecting themselves by unconsciously sabotaging long-term relationships. Marjoram shows the barriers they have formed to protect themselves from others. It reveals patterns of aloofness, distancing oneself from other people, or being cold. Those in need of marjoram oil most likely use these protective coping strategies unintentionally. Deep down, they desire the intimate connection they subconsciously sabotage. Marjoram teaches trust is the basis for all human relationships. It softens the heart and heals past wounds. It kindles the fires of trust in relationship, and marjoram can help restore trust and openness so that true bonds of love may be formed in friendships and relationships. So the negative emotions that it addresses are distrust, being aloof, protected, distant, emotional isolation, reclusive, emotionally cold, and fear of rejection. The positive properties it can help us with are feeling open, connected, close relationships, warm, soft-hearted, loving bonds, and ability to trust and safe. You know, thinking about marjoram, I would not have thought about it in a, developing trust and improving relationships. I would think of it more as the spiciness of it, but it's really interesting and powerful that it will help so much with the relationships, and the geranium helps with relationships. So the top properties of marjoram is an arterial vasodilator. It's a digestive stimulant, antifungal, sedative, antiseptic, expectorant, antispasmodic, antibacterial, hypotensive, anti-infectious, diuretic, and tonic. So one of the things, and it's just a cute saying, Laura Jacobs says, marjoram for muscles, lemongrass for ligaments. And so I think marjoram, and I've heard her say that enough, then I just automatically think muscles, marjoram for muscles. So if you have got muscle aches, if you've got sore muscles, if you've got anything going on with your muscles, use marjoram, because it will support getting them back to the state that you would like. It can also support joints. You can mix 1 drop each of lavender, peppermint, and marjoram and rub onto, like if your knee is sore, you can that's a joint support blend. It supports a healthy respiratory system. It calms the nervous system. You can apply it to the back of your neck to lessen tension and stress. Diffuse before going to bed for a better night's sleep, or you can add it to a cotton ball and place near your pillow. You can use it in your cooking. 1 drop of marjoram, doTERRA marjoram essential oil is equal to 2 teaspoons of dried herbs. So go easy on it, but try adding it. I have started doing that more often, is using oils when it calls for a spice. Then I'll use my oils instead. It can be supportive in reducing the pain associated with colds, fevers, inflammation, overexertion of muscles, tooth discomfort, head discomfort, and any place that you're feeling some discomfort, then try marjoram. It is an antispasmodic, so lots of times if you get muscular spasms in your limbs, then it can help. And it can help with pulled muscles, cramps. Lots of times, I don't know that it's growing up, kind of all my life, I've had, my legs will just ache at night. And sometimes really bad. And growing up, my mom always said, well, it's growing pains. You're just getting taller. I don't think I'm getting taller anymore, but I still have aching legs. And a humorous old wives' tale that I read is that if you have aching legs, you should sleep with a bar of soap between your legs. And that's supposed to help the aches go away. I don't quite think that works, but I have found if you have aching legs, I have found that lots of times I'll take an extra pillow and put it underneath my feet so that my feet are raised a little bit, and that helps. I had forgotten that marjoram does this, so I am going to start having my marjoram where I can get it if my legs are aching, because they'll ache enough that I can't sleep. So, and the other thing I've done for that is I've got a bean bag that I can put in the microwave, and I'll warm up a bean bag that I put on my legs, and that helps. And if any of you want to know how to make those, just message me, because they're super easy and they're great for so many things. So this one is another one for you to chuckle about, but you may want to remember it depending. It is an anaphrodisiac, which means that it is an essential oil that helps suppress or control sexual desires. That is also just a silly tidbit that I just thought I'd throw it in to help you smile. It is bacterial side and antibacterial, so you can use it to protect you from food poisoning and other bacterial infestations that you might get in different parts of your body. It is a carminative, so it can help you efficiently handle any gas trouble that you have. You can just rub it on your abdominal region. It is a cephalic, so it's very good for the functioning of your brain. And it also can help you, that same property that it has is that it can help relieve you of head tension. It can have a general warming effect on your systems, and so it can help improve your circulation and help get rid of coughs and excess phlegm. It is a diaphoretic, so it promotes perspiration, and that helps keep you healthy by aiding in the removal of toxins, sodium, salts, and excess water from the body. It's along with that, it's a diuretic, so it can increase the frequency of urination and the quantity of urine. So that is really good if you're trying to get rid of excess moisture and stuff. But if you're not suffering from swelling or accumulation in the water of body, in your body, let me say that again because I don't think I said that right. If you are not suffering from swelling or accumulation of water in the body, then you should drink more water if you are using marjoram, since frequent urination can lead to dehydration. So be aware of that. And that's just, it's not a reason not to use it. It's just to be aware of that. It can help provide you relief from the symptoms of menstruation, and so when the discomfort in your abdominal area, dizziness, and mood swings. It can help lower blood pressure and all of the benefits that come from having lower blood pressure. But so there again, be aware of that. If you've already got low blood pressure, then be cautious and aware. Cheryl, your dog is adorable. It also is great in helping you keep your stomach in proper order. So it can help support the proper flow of bile, gastric juices, and acids into the stomach. So those are a lot of the reasons to use marjoram. So